We've mentioned many times that in every single trim, every single engine specification, pre-facelift, post-facelift, there's something about this Range Rover Sport which just grabs people's attention. And one of the reasons why is, of course, the value for money. As they've become even more affordable on price, you're still getting everything, really, which made them so desirable when new, but in a very real sense for less than a third of the price of what this car would have cost you when new in 2015. This exact car, for reference, is under £19,000. For what was over a £60,000 car when new, because this is an Autobiography dynamic version. So a higher level of kit, much of which, not all because there is far too much to get into, but much of which we'll get into here in the video. And more importantly, of course, than its trim and its spec is its history. It's been taken fantastic care of. You can immediately tell that visually, inside and out. It's actually covered about 3,500 less miles than the average for one of these on the market as well, just kissing 82,000 and being finished in metallic storm grey with heated and cooled ebony and pimento leather with high gloss piano veneers, suede headliner. It is a stunning looking car. Getting back to the point of its history though, to accompany that lower than average mileage, it has a full service history portfolio to its name. In fact, it was most recently serviced less than 2,000 miles ago in July, already had its all-important cam belt and water pump changed as well, and now of course we need to get into some of that trim. Deep breath, because there's a lot to talk about. It has those 21-inch wheels, the desirable option of the heads-up display, panoramic roof, built-in digital TV with rear entertainment pack as well, adaptive xenon headlights with signature LEDs, they're self-leveling and heated self-washing as well, blind spot assist, climate seats front and rear as well, solar attenuating glass, dual view touchscreen display with, as you would expect from an Autobiography, a 19-speaker 1700 watt Meridian sound system, which of course is one of many owners' favourite things about these cars. They really do have a stunning sound system. Touchscreen display, as mentioned, multiple 12-volt power points with auxiliary and Bluetooth inputs, USB as well incidentally. It is towing prepped as well, so if you do plan to use it as everything from a daily driver to a towing vehicle to a holiday car, it can take all of that in its stride, partially because of its engine, and we'll touch on that in a second of course. In-control Wi-Fi, built-in navigation with adaptive cruise control, parking sensors, reverse camera, triple zone climate control, adaptive dynamics, that high and low ratio transfer box, in other words, on and off-road capabilities, torque vectoring, Isofix prepped seats of course for child seats. When you read out the spec sheets, the optional extras, certainly all of the goodies in the case of a car like this, well, it starts to make more sense why they were so expensive when they were new, making them all the more desirable now. Now, of course, we need to return to the second major point why people love these so much these days, because they're actually a lot more practical than you would think. Not just for space, not just for off-roading, of course all of those things are a given, but even in terms of efficiency, that's where things are shockingly good on these cars. Most people probably wouldn't immediately think of a 3-litre V6 Range Rover as being an efficient choice of daily driver, but the reality is they actually are. 300 horsepower, 440 foot-pounds of torque, so they certainly aren't slow, but you can still, even with that kind of power, average up to 40 miles per gallon, as high as 44 on the motorway, and even for yearly road tax, they're a fraction of what some older 4x4s are. In some cases, as we've said before, nearly £800 a year, even for some older Range Rovers. This in comparison, well, it's 345. In other words, not only is it less than a third of the cost of what it would have been when new, it's still shockingly reasonable to tax. You have that huge spec sheet, a sheet longer than your arm and leg put together, but still the kind of efficiency, economy and practicality, which really does mean that you can use these as a daily driver, a school runner, a long distance commuter, holiday car, and everything in between. So of course, if you would like to reach out regarding this specific example, you could send us an email to the address shown right here on screen, or of course give us a call on 01749 871 155, or of course on our mobile number of 07482 267 439.